Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Living World of Darkness, Street Magic, where Nomi and Violet are currently out going to get coffee one morning. Nice day in Brooklyn, in New York. There, Nomi's sort of explaining to Violet what she's found out about Ginger's medication. Walk. So it's got bits of fucking tass in it. And Daniel says that this shit's apparently being used to, like, brainwash people.
To what?
He said brainwash. His fucking words.
Oh. You know, I'm starting to think that we might have one of the other guys there.
I'm thinking that they're too. I think, well, they're definitely involved. I think there's two possible things. I mean, either the guy making it knows what he's doing or he doesn't.
I think when you're putting this inside a medication and it can brainwash people, I think you fairly know what you're doing.
I mean, probably. You never know. But anyway, I'm going to talk to Ginger. I'm taking the medication away. I'm going to get her to stop taking it.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's going to be very hard.
No.
She's not very up to medications anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've met Mr. up there.
Mr. Who?
Edwin.
Right. He's literally... He's not a human being, is he?
It's very hard to tell. I mean, clearly when he talks, he's not necessarily, well, I mean, he got a stick in the ass, obviously. But he's trying, but it's like he has difficulty to realize some things. So yeah, I guess that kind of falls in the definition of not being human.
Like, I heard he came by the other day, which is pretty good. Proof of the pudding and all fucking that, but...
Oh, you mean he actually did the move?
Well...
At least I guess that's something, because the way I talked to him, he was really still in his mindset of if I do something, she might just go crazy or something might go wrong and she will die.
Which is bullshit, because he barely speaks, he's barely fucking spoken to her. You know, it's less about her fucking mental state than any of us. It's fucking conceit is what it is. The best way to find out shit like that is to actually, talk to her and shit. Let's be honest, we know more about Ginger than anyone fucking else. And frankly, I can't imagine that her seeing Edwin or finding shit out will flip some kill switch in her head. Clearly, we've gone quite beyond whatever various assholes had in plan for what was going to happen to her.
Yeah, I think the main problem with that guy is that he's kind of like Aiden, but worse. In the sense that Aiden, he still, look outside the window, and he still go outside. That guy, clearly, he sees everything through his books, and he rationalized everything.
Aiden's a cunt. I don't think Edwin even understands how to be one. He's just fucking weird.
While this talk is happening, our two young lady is coming to a end of the apartment, while the end of the apartment goes on a road, and somebody is running there, and he just comes out of that place, and while he's walking with a umbrella in his hand, he sees the person that he met yesterday. Hello?
No, what the fuck? Oh, hey.
Naomi, I believe. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
My name was Luke. He extends the hand again. Extends the hand again. We met in the Jade's place.
Yeah, I remember. This is Violet. Violet, this is Luke. He's new.
Ah, and she she kind of looks between the two of them because generally, you know, when there's someone's new, it's rare that Naomi is quote unquote civil. Well, hi there, and she'll extend a hand.
Oh, he extends the hand. He takes the hand and shakes it. Hello. Yeah. As she says, I'm new.
Well, hi, new. I'm Violet.
A pleasure to meet you. I was going to a lunch. Would you mind if I invite you too? To a place where I go usually? They do really good salads.
I can have a free lunch.
Right. Violet is going to shrug, even if she's probably thinking, well, if it was a certain virtual adept, he would have been stabbed repeatedly.
Yeah.
It's like a place where usually people who works in the, let's just say there's different a lot of businesses there. It's a known lunch place. Not amazingly expensive. It's not expensive. It's normal. And it's like they put they have this large menu, and he gives the menus even before he look himself.
Yeah.
Please take whatever you want.
Naomi will order something like a burger or something fairly relatively bland and greasy.
Violet will probably go for something akin with a beer, and probably, well, I guess we will look at what's the strongest thing for Naomi in terms of alcohol.
Yeah.
The looks like he looks like he wants to ask something, but he doesn't wanna. It's like he wanna ask something, but he'll hold himself. And it's not like it's about the personal. It's not. It doesn't look like it's personal. It's obvious that this guy's a fucking mage, and he has questions that he can't ask.
So, keeping silence like that and fidgeting, it's not going to do you well.
He nods. In the place that where three of them sits is like a little bit away from where people usually sit. And he just says, yesterday I learned. He kind of whispers, Sapphires.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see, because apparently that's all I can do. I think so, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird question how it happens.
What if you were trying to experiment?
Guy They told me it's kind of dangerous, so I didn't do it alone.
Well, I mean, when you're fairly new and you try things, well, sometimes, you you're going to stab yourself with a knife or with your fork.
Oh, okay.
It happens. But I mean, at your, but just say, since you're fairly new to this, mostly if it goes very wrong, most of the time you'll get a very, very strong headache. That's generally the thing that happens, but yes, generally it's better if you have, well, someone who can teach you. But again, did they explain to you that basically it's how you see things that it works?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone thinks, differently. Everyone thinks differently, so people can give you some ideas, but ultimately you kind of have to figure it out.
And here's the thing: it's not just enough to know that it's just fucking your abstract fucking belief. You have to. Because put it this way, okay, have you ever seen these fucking YouTube videos of people like breaking wooden boards with their fingers?
I watched, yes.
Shit like Bruce Lee snapping trees and shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, you can't just fucking do that, if that makes sense. You have to work at it. You have to get better, and even if you could break them with your fucking fingers, it's much easier to do it by, I don't know, punching the board. So here's the thing: everyone has their own fucking way of doing this, and she'll take the drink from the vodka or whatever from a rather sniffy-looking waiter that doesn't think people should be drinking vodka at lunchtime, but like, so yeah, and you develop your own way of doing this shit that makes sense to you, and you can't really just fucking learn from someone else because you need to believe in it so hard it changes the world.
Unless you find someone who thinks almost like you.
Yeah, like, so I can learn. Like, I was talking to Ken the other day. He kind of fucking makes sense to me. Bits of Violet, but not a huge amount makes sense to me.
I mean, with both of us it worked, at least.
Exactly. Whereas, like, so we can try and show you how we do shit, and that might help you, but it might not do anything at all.
I think, outside of all the philosophical thing, you have to think of the tools that you want to use, because those they are going to make a difference.
But
They have to make sense to you.
Yeah, and really, it's not about want. It's about the ones you have to use.
It's about? Sorry?
It's about the ones you have to use. Like, so you have to understand what you're doing, kind of, in order to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. So you can't just say, I want to change people's minds by singing happy birthday to them. That's not how it fucking works. It's why, so okay, we all do shit in different ways. I think I said that before. But all our ways are kind of coherent. in their own fucking way because they relate back to us. So there are people who think they're in fucking Harry Potter. They don't just kind of go off on a tangent and occasionally go and do something else. There's magical fucking computer nerds. I told you about the fucking Kung Fu monks.
Oh yes, we know about the Kung Fu monks, don't we?
Yep. Although he's not with them anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah. But anyway, that's by the by.
So,
So we can show you how we do shit.
if you would like to, if it's not rude,
I mean, Violet, do you think I should do some shit in the middle of a restaurant?
I'm sorry, Duncan, what did you say?
Do you think I should do some stuff in the middle of a restaurant? Do you think the restaurant would appreciate that?
No, I don't think they would appreciate that.
Hmm.
It depends on how subtle you are about it.
I wasn't talking about the effect.
I
was talking about the method.
No. She's absolutely. She's absolutely not talking about the effect. She's talking about the way you do it.
I think it's generally not the sort of shit. When you get the hang of it, you can do it in public, but especially to show someone, you need to kind of make it a bit obvious, so in public isn't the best way. Does that make sense?
I agree. I understand.
Like, I mean, I remember Cassie fucking pouring circles of salt on the path in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
Sort of thing raises eyebrows.
They will take attention, probably.
Yeah, but sometimes the way you do it will always, attract attentions because, as we said, it has to make sense to you, and sometimes, well, what makes sense to you isn't subtle.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, sometimes I literally draw a third eye on my forehead.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking about what I can do at the moment, but it's just I wasn't a person who had a lot of let's just say I was changing the way that I was living. I had to make some decisions about myself.
Well, have you talked to your avatar?
He just be talked one time.
I think what's going to be easiest is if you try shit out and understand how your own shit works, and there's a certain amount you can't do that in a restaurant, and we'll need to show you what we mean.
But talking, if you can try to meditate and do those things, talking with your avatar generally helps you to understand you a little bit better.
He knows. Thank you guys. I appreciate the help, really. How can I help you back? He looks genuine.
Sorry, what did you say?
He says, I really appreciate your help. How can I help you guys back? Is there anything I can do?
Not really.
Well, I mean, for lunch is a good start.
Yeah.
He smiles and nods.
Hmm. If you have a private property or something, a place that you know is fairly quiet, you should perhaps use this. Or if you know a very dark and gloomy cave or something, then I advise you to do it there and not in the middle of a street.
Okay. Because I think sometimes we do really weird stuff like let's just say I wear a glass all the time. It's just and when I talk, when I get some kind of serious talk, like with my the people that I work for or the people that I work with, I like touch my glass when the things get serious. Does this kind of stuff also works as well? Like the things that we do, but we don't know why we do, or it's just we have to know why we do those stuff.
So, okay, like, look, this is where concrete examples are going to be much fucking helpful. Should we just fuck
Mhm.
off from here?
Well, I mean, let's first finish to eat.
Yeah, if you don't mind, of course.
Yeah,
Go on, dude. Sorry.
we can talk in hypotheticals, but we can't talk about too fucking much here because we're surrounded by other fucking people.
I agree. I agree. I apologize.
Yeah,
My mistake. He, like when the lunch arrives, he will eat a salad and then like he will wait for them to finish. He will pay the thing and then the he will let them lead the way wherever they take him.
okay,
And
I'm
then
just
he
rolling
comes.
streetwise to find somewhere completely quiet and out of the way.
Hmm.
One success. It's a little back alley. It's not great. Because it's not taking you back to the chantry.
Yeah.
Okay, so shouldn't be too many fuckers here. Right. Yeah, methods and fucking practice and shit. So okay, yeah, sometimes you do shit and it's just random and you don't really have any fucking control over it. It happened to me as well. I don't know if it's ever happened to you, Violet,
Mm.
but that's just a thing that sometimes happens.
What you mean when we fuck shit up?
Yeah, it's called wild talent. Don't rely on it because you're not the one ever in fucking control of it.
Hmm.
What you can do is the stuff that you understand. So, right, basics. Let's go with something pretty basic. Let's go with seeing the flow of quintessence, like magical energy flipping around you. Okay?
Hmm.
So, take it step by step, understanding how it works. So, the essence of the universe is destruction. We're born to die. The universe is just a big machine for fucking killing people. And itself. It's a gallows. The energy is gravity sucking it all through a big fucking trapdoor.
He's listening. he thinks that like this is how she perceives it because they told him like you gotta find a way to how you perceive things.
The best way to understand dying is to hurt yourself. That's just how it works. So she takes out a knife, her rusty shank from her bag. It's like, so she opens her, holds it in her left.
And when Violet sees this, she put her hand on her eyes.
Opens her right hand, which has a really nasty scar on it. Holds the shank in her left hand. Let's fucking go. And stabs herself in the right hand.
You all right?
Didn't work. Keep going. She twists the knife.
Damn it.
And if people want to make a perception awareness check, they can do.
I think I'm going to make 2 checks. Perception and awareness is cool. I'm, however, going to make a slight willpower because the fact that you said "fuck," it didn't work, and then you started to reshake yourself. I think she's hearing the quite gruesome noise.
Yeah, as she twists the
Someone
knife
is echoing.
around.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool, but yeah, she's definitely not looking.
Is that your perception awareness?
No, the perception
No,
awareness was good. Okay.
The Luke doesn't look terrified, but he is like, yeah, like people told him like everybody has this pain, right? Like this shit is possible, but it's just he looks kind of like he mostly wonders how is Naomi.
I mean, he's just seen someone stab themselves in the hand, twist, and felt something magical
Oh
happening.
shit! No, like that's kind of weird. Yeah. Yeah, I apologize. He's like, are you all right?
Fine.
Okay.
How much quintessence does he have in his body right now?
I think he has 3.
Okay. Because you can see roughly how much. And also, actually, what magical effects does Violet have active?
Violet has her. Basically, what you would see is that she kind of have some kind of halo around her head because basically, she always has the enhanced perception on.
Yeah. Okay. So, shit. That's how I do shit. In other ways. Now, want to give it a go and see if it works?
I don't. Guys, roll me perception empty because this is kind of weird, though. Oh, I got 4. Wow.
I will not roll perception empathy because, yeah, I'm not looking.
The reason I ask, there's like important thing in this guy's life about stabbing. So like he kind of like, he just says, like he raises his hands. He doesn't mean any insults. It's obvious. He's like, I don't think I would do things that way.
Well, okay, let's put it like that. As we said, there's the primordial energy of the universe, the breath of life, the breath of unlife, rested by those of the spirit that are dead and who brought us the power of magic. That's how I perceive it, but how would you yourself think of magic? Would you, if you were a religious guy, you could just pray.
What's the universe made of?
It's made of people who's stronger than each other, ruling gods, all that jazz. It's just, I think, powerful beings who's ruling against the lesser powerful beings. That's what I would say.
So you think the world's big dog eat dog shit?
Yeah, like I think it would not be. I read a comic called Walking Dead. I
Never
don't.
read the comic.
I know that
Oh.
shit.
I think it's not different. It's just, I think everybody is hiding in their masks of niceness, while nearly everybody wants the same thing. It's just nobody gets it, and I think
Okay. So that's a gauge as to, I don't know, fucking...
I mean,
Here's the thing, you need to understand that's about people, and that's legit, and that's fucking fine. And that's how you can control people, I guess.
he
You've got your own mask. Masks hide the monster that you are.
he kind of like starts playing like with his glass again about like the thinking about this subject, and then he realizes that like the thinking about the moving this glass is not just moving it, it's not a tick, and he kind of smiles to himself because that's kind of the ways that he perceives things a little bit better. He always plays with it to see, like, sometimes even distract people.
So what the fuck do you mean? Like,
It was me monologuing. Like, it wasn't him saying.
no, that's what Naomi's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought he was talking about moving.
Oh, no. It wasn't him talking about that. It was like, it was Amachan monologuing. And then he just like looks, like closes his eyes, and then like plays with the glass again to perceive the world better, to be, maybe one of those powerful people. And I got 9. I'm just gonna say that he is trying to see the world better. In a way,
Okay, he does it by playing with his glasses.
Mm-hmm. It's in see, it's in my practice as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say, as he he tries to see the movement around him, so it just forces again. Is something that he did before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like you guys can roll perception awareness.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Mm-hmm. And he starts looking around again, like, you see the forces and all that jazz, like the phones and everything, and he kind of nods.
someone did a thing.
I think it was me. Can we always feel it? When someone does something, do we always get a like ping?
Sometimes, not all the time.
Me not.
Depends on how attuned you are.
It's
Yeah,
again.
that's kind of practical when someone's, wants to do something behind your back. You kind of have this spider sense that says, hey, someone is trying to fuck you.
Yeah, it is useful. He starts looking looking around, actually. And he is like trying to think about how he can use the other sights, at least.
Okay, so what were you looking at there?
I'm seeing, the movements, and I'm trying to find to way or a reason for me to check the other 9 things that I have been explained, like time, mind, prime.
I mean, okay, so from what you've said, if you read my mind, then I will stab you in the throat right now. But, I don't know. You think it's all about some dog eat dog, Ubermensch bullshit? Mine should be a pretty easy jump.
I mean, he can't really read us.
I don't give a shit.
I really don't want to read anybody.
Yeah.
I think if you're on your dog eat dog logic, then obviously an easy way to go with mine should be to shield yourself, or at least to make your mind sharper, to make you a better, well, a more attuned person. That's what I do.
I never experienced the mind sight. What does it do? Like then, for example, in time sight, I felt the time, literally. In forces sight, I felt the force, and I see everything around me. What does the time sight do? Pardon, what does the mind sight do? What do you guys see when you guys open that sight?
In fact, here's the easiest way of doing it. Right. So, Naomi's going to look around for like some detritus or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually show you because you can do this shit. And she'll find a pizza box or something.
Yay, pizza box!
Put a line of Coke on it. Pour out a line. Yeah, she'll pour out a line of Coke. Take a straw out of her bag. Take a hit of Coke. This is a stamina check. She's fine.
Stamina 4, nice.
Yep, stamina 4. Yeah. So yeah. So what she does is she's literally just pouring out a line of Coke, neating it up with like the blade of her knife, and she'll snort it with a rolled up bus ticket. Nice fail. 1 success. Keep going so it lasts longer. Fuck it, I'll quit at that. Okay. So she activates her mind sight. It's like, right, okay. What's his mood right now, by the way?
He wants to learn.
It works like aura perception.
Oh yeah, okay. It's like he's curious. He's really curious.
Okay.
And, his curiosity, like actually, like stops him from getting caught in a alleyway. Somebody smoking cocaine. So.
And yeah, she will then try and reach out and just like, okay, so don't fight this. I'm going to show you what I can see right now. Just relax, okay?
Okay.
And I'm just going to spend willpower on this, which is very good.
Which is really good, yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
1 success. I need another. 2 success. Awesome. So you can see that she's basically now you can see aura perception.
Oh. He looks around like he looks the people away where what are you doing? See all those colors but like he doesn't know what the colors mean? And he smiles, thank you. How? He's pretty getting used to it, like he is getting used to what's happening. The Do we always start with all the Saphirs? Like
Hmm?
in every mage, we all of us have all the Saphirs?
No, you only have the ones that you understand.
For those you are taught.
Which requires understanding.
Yep.
Nuts.
So, yeah. You'll only be able to do ones that you understand. So I don't really get matter and shit. I can't affect it.
Mm, I have problem with time and, well, space. Time and space is a thing that I have difficulty to grasp.
There was a woman in our house, in an apartment once, when I was a child, and she was always saying, when we were believing the spirits, like when we were kids, and she always said spirits are bullshit. And
This is your field.
and he's
Well,
like, I kind of believe it as well. So I don't know.
Do you need it to be your
do you-
blood, or can it be mine, Violet? Just so you don't have to cut yourself.
no, I don't. I don't need. I don't need that. I got. I got my trusty. I got my trusty crayons. I can do things. Just give me a second. Oh, do you believe in ghosts, Mr. Luke?
I
Believe in
think I would have to.
spirits?
Firstly, allow me to ruin your illusions. Ghosts and spirits are very, very, very real. And Violet's about to show you.
God damn it.
Well, depends. Depends. I don't see a lot of them, but I see a fuck ton of spiders.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Violet can show you that they're real. That won't mean that you can do it. You need to understand how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to first start to meditate because she's going to need to use the mind sight to share the vision. So I will roll. Oh yeah, she's definitely attuned. And as she you see pretty much for for a second she kind of looked like almost a llama with this monk doing her meditation, and then she's going to not look at you because she has her eyes closed. She waved for you to come near her.
What did you say? Say that, please?
I said that she was waving for you to come near her.
He comes near her.
And then she's going to keep her eyes closed, and she's going to turn to where she perceived the presence of Naomi. Can you draw a third eye on my forehead, please?
Sure. And Naomi will, to the best of her ability, draw a third eye on Violet's forehead. She's seen how it's done before. Probably not that great.
And she's going to take a deep breath. Okay, well, I hope for you this doesn't fuck up, because otherwise you're on for a bad trip. And she's going to basically stand up and go behind you, and she's going to place both her hands on your eyes, closing them, and she is going to try to make you perceive through the eyes that she drew on her hands. And she's going to spend the willpower for this one, because yeah, it's not. So yep. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because, you don't see anything at first because it's all black. But then, even if she has her hand over your face, you start to see. And then I guess it's up to your character to see if you're kind of a dark person, or a way too high spirited
So,
person.
Like,
think.
how the Vidares work is, because that's what Dave was talking about, is your character will have a particular Vidare. It'll be Astral, Spiritus, or Mortem.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like if you're like really morbid and depressed and like Naomi,
Mm-hmm.
you have Mortis. If you think in terms of abstract concepts, and normally quite intelligent, you're normally Astral. And if you're like pretty instinctive and emotional, you have Spiritus.
Would be development. Like he's a guy who always tries to develop himself.
I mean, but it's about how he thinks about all things, whether he thinks in the abstract or the concrete or in the morbid.
It's not morbid actually, but like his view upon the world is actually dark. Yeah.
Pardon?
His view upon the view is actually not perfect. It's dark.
I mean, everyone's is. Naomi, though, literally believes in the doom of the universe is basically the point of the universe.
As he thinks that, like, the strong makes the rules. I'm gonna say that he saw something like that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm terrible at this, so.
Yeah, like, this is the whole thing about how the viewer shapes the view, and it depends on which version of the Umbra it changes which version of the Umbra you see.
Mm-hmm.
Because whether you look out on the Astral, the Spirit, or the Shadowlands,
I think I would see Astral.
the Astral Umbra. Okay, yeah. So everything's like kind of clean fractal, like clean lines and fractals,
Mm-hmm.
but everything boils down into its core concepts and is represented by its core concepts. So, like, you might see the road as like a conveyor belt, and all the buildings will look like drawings of building, or like more like the idea of buildings than what the individual building looks like, or the idea of what that building is. So, like a sort of civil service building might look like kind of a meat grinder.
Okay. He just kind of says, like, oh, okay. Oh.
And you'll see like spirits like of concepts. It's kind of hard to describe.
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry. I apologize. Thank you guys for like trying to be trying to tell me everything. Um,
Well, Violet, for her part, to give you the simplest example, she will see the building as dull gray, basically being entrapped by webs as thousands and thousands of spider are working on it. She sees that the part where there are some smaller spirits that are roaming around trying to go unseen, and she uh, when she looks at other people, she sees them as gray and impersonal,
But
almost as if they were mere shadow of themselves.
but don't you have the Vidas Spiritus?
What?
You have the Vidas Spiritus, don't you?
Yeah,
Which is where you see like the same thing as the werewolves.
yup. That's why I said ton of iron spiders.
Yeah, that's bad. So
And
yeah,
she's
that's
going to kind of guide your vision as she bases her communication through what she sees. So she's probably going to make you look at the building and what she perceives as spirit roaming around. Which
a lot of spiders.
then for you, if you saw them, I guess you would probably see their
You would
core
see
concept
them.
or even not see them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So what are you seeing?
I see. Oh, see, I don't know how he was going to say I see concepts.
Everything looks fucked up. Is it?
Okay. I don't see anything actually. It's just weird. Like I see stuff, but I can't put it to words.
uh, I see we have a deep thinker here. Well,
Nice.
you can still see something, which means that you will perhaps understand it a little bit better next time that you try it. But all things, they are all different for each of us. The spirit side is actually perhaps the one that is at its core the most different, depending on who is watching.
Yeah.
It's
And she's going to put her hands out of his face as she stop the spirit sight.
he kind of like touches his eyes to make them like because like, you see tons of shit. So so thank you again. You guys are teaching me a lot of stuff. Is it always like this that people learn by themselves or the people they met?
Uh,
Where else are you gonna
well,
learn?
oh,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of both. But I guess, I guess in the end, no one but yourself can understand how you see things. Don't try to, have people who go to you and say, hey, that's the way to do it, and you have to come join us, because then, you go to the Harry Potter Club.
Also, it won't work.
Yep.
I mean, you may find the group that kind of fits you, and that's great. And if you do, then join some group that fits you.
You know, it's
Finding the group that fits you, though, is a bit subjective.
he the Jay just come into this alleyway.
How the fuck did you get here?
Apparently, just recently.
Hi,
I was
Jay.
following someone's. Well, I was following a fate, and it brought me here.
What now?
I was following a thread of fate, and it brought me here.
Oh,
Huh. Trying to show him how it works, but you know damn well, yeah, it's not always that simple, is it?
Now, if the right group finds you, you'll fit in easily. Otherwise, you're probably going to struggle a bit to pick anything up while they try to reshape your worldview to match theirs.
You know,
Brainwashers.
there's only 9 groups, and there was independence. You guys said there were some independent groups like Hollow ones.
I don't know about the whole disparate thing.
Disparate, is it what independence called?
It's one of the things they call themselves.
What is the 9 traditional Meiji thing called?
Council of the 9 Mystic Traditions.
You
The
know,
obnoxious tradition.
okay. Nice. Independence.
No,
Council.
it would make fucking sense, because no one's exactly going to accuse the virtual adepts of being mystics.
Ah, yes, the mystical geeks.
Anyway, I'm going to go to make a pickup.
Okay.
You guys can explain more shit to him. I'll talk to you later, Violet, about the shit.
Okay.
Thank you again,
Okay, I have the button, so I can't leave.
No, okay. We end the scene and then we can
End
go
the
do
scene.
stuff. Don't worry.
That's the rule of you have a button.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I've forgotten. So, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watching. We'll see you later.